Summit calls the pipeline a meaningful investment in the future of ag and better for the environment, capturing carbon dioxide instead of releasing it into the atmosphere. But not everyone agrees. I spoke with 3 farmers, one on the fence, one who already signed his property over to Summit, and a Century farmer against the pipeline altogether.
Our house is right there.
Kathy Stockdale's kitchen may as well be mission control.
Our land runs right through here.
In a plan to keep 2 carbon capture pipelines from running through her Hardin County Century farm.
Yeah, I built that myself, yeah.
Using publicly available information, she has a map of where she believes the pipelines will go.
You can't see the names, but these are the people that have signed.
But you will never see one of those pin dots on her property.
Where are our property rights that we've been guaranteed by our Constitution, by our state? They're being taken away. And I think that's what I'm fighting for, is our property rights.
Take a Kathy Stockdale pen, draw it 30 miles northwest.
I'm sparring with them right now.
And you hit Bob Ritter's first-generation farm near Dow's.
We saved our first 100,000 in the 70s. We had to scrimp and save.
Ritter hasn't signed an easement because he doesn't believe it's a public utility to use eminent domain. Eminent domain can only be used for public ownership or for private ownership that serves a public purpose or use.
No gain for private companies. This is not a public utility. That's the first thing right there. It shouldn't really go much further.
And he's also worried about the change in drainage on his property. But
so you will potentially give up your land for the right price.
A long pause can say a lot.
Yep.
Before a decision is made. South of both Stockdale and Ritter is Bill Kauser.
We're a permitted 5,200 head feedlot here in central Iowa, and then we farm quite a few acres on the side.
Who already signed an easement to allow Summit to build a pipeline on his ground north of Nevada.
I truly believe that if you have any passion about climate change at all, you have to be thinking about this and looking at this.
Kauser is a founder of Lincoln Way Energy in Nevada, an ethanol plant that will be hooked up to the Summit Carbon Pipeline.
When you look at Summit Carbon Solutions, they know how to put that dirt back. And we know within 2 or 3 years, you won't even know it's there.
His advice? Do what's best for your individual farm.
Sit down with Summit Carbon Solutions and look over the financials of it, because they're all different. Every tract of land is different. And that it's important that each individual negotiate what's best for him, their tenant, or their landowner that they're involved in.
Corn LP in Goldfield, another one of the 12 Iowa ethanol plants that plans to be part of Summit's project.
As we're fermenting, we are making just as much CO2 as we are ethanol.
If the pipeline is approved, the plant will capture the carbon dioxide, one of the byproducts of making ethanol, turn it into liquid, and send it through the pipeline. General Manager and CEO Chris Bouchard says investing in this and other technology could make the plant carbon neutral in the next 10 years.
What excites us is that, we could take our facility here, and with this project, we can really put us on a path to being a carbon negative fuel in the future, which is something that's very, very difficult to achieve.
Summit has applied for a hazardous pipeline permit with the Iowa Utilities Board.
In the spring of next year, we should get final decisions on the pipeline permits, and then we'll begin construction mid-2023 and be in operation in Q3 of 2024.
Summit says it has secured easement agreements with more than 2,100 landowners across the Midwest and received 56% of its project's approval in Iowa. But without every landowner's cooperation, eminent domain may need to be used. Summit has notified the Iowa Utilities Board where it may need to take that controversial step. Roughly 24 county boards of supervisors have objected to the use of eminent domain and have expressed their concern with the IUB. The Wright County Board of Supervisors, the very county where Corn LP is located, said in part that board members are, quote, vehemently opposed to the proposed project and its impact, end quote, citing the potential use of eminent domain and how the project could affect drainage in the county.
It's taken a while to educate landowners and address their concerns on things like damage to crops, how we're going to address drain tile systems and repair and replace those as we come through and leave the ground the same way that we found it.
As another crop turns from green to yellow and gets picked from the ground, what could eventually flow beneath them still remains to be seen.
They just need to work with the people instead of coming in and acting like they're the kings.
I truly believe that it'll be done right. and you'll never know it's there.
I think the whole issue comes down to that, where are our property rights?
A congressional research report shows that CO2 can be dangerous to the human body. A carbon dioxide pipeline ruptured in Mississippi in 2020, sent 45 people to the hospital. Summit says the project will be safe, and carbon capture and storage are already happening in our country.